Hello, everyone, and welcome to a quarterfinal match in the 2021 Online Championship of Dominion. This match is between JNails and Mercury444F. I am Akuchi, and I'm joined in commentary by Nesala.
Hello.
So I'm excited to get into this match. Both of these players are very strong Dominion players. Some return quarterfinalists, I believe, in the championship series.
Yeah, that's true. Both have played in quarterfinals or even in better or more advanced stages before. JNails was also in quarterfinals in the two previous years, and Mercury was in the year 2017 in the finals of the tournament. So, yeah, both have experience with this stage of the tournament.
All right, and we're going to be heading into our first game. The match is going to be the first to 3.5 wins, I believe, and in the event of a seventh deciding game, player two will win in the event of a tie. Oh boy. So it looks like the awkward thing about this board is plus actions. There are some pretty valuable terminal actions you'd like to play: Ghost Ship, Inventor, Nobles for draw, but the only source of plus actions is Nobles, which is extremely expensive and extremely weak. Governor and Ghost Ship looks like a very strong synergy here. So it could be that the players just stick with the one terminal Ghost Ship after trashing down with Chapel. That's probably.
Yeah, that looks decent to me. Like playing a ghost ship is practically undoing all the draws that the governor gave to the opponent. Sure, they have a better selection of cards in their hand then, but it's still only three. So yeah,
Yeah,
the draw is good because of that.
yeah.
Ja, men det kan vara här som jag har ja, det här.
Looks like we've got
Shit, jag kan tänka.
Peter Jarek. Could you please mute yourself? Maybe I can. Okay.
Yeah. So what do we want to open here? Chapel, surely, right?
Yeah, I would think. I mean, if you were going for a high roll, would you consider remodel? I don't think so. I think chapel and then either silver or you could transport. Start transporting governors and then kind of get them all in one fell swoop.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think you'd. I mean, it's not bad to have a silver, but on the other hand, you don't really need it if all you're going to be doing is transporting.
Yeah.
But yeah, having the silver in deck is going to be pretty pretty fine. It's just it makes Chapel a little less likely, or a little more likely to miss on turns 3 and 4. Yeah, I don't think I can justify a remodel. It is one of Mercury's favorite cards, but there's just not a whole lot that you want. Like remodeling the chapel is the big upside of that pairing, but there's not really anything you can remodel it into that isn't terminal. So I think you just want to stick with the governors. There might be room. There might be room for like a single nobles and then a remodel. Play with two terminals later on. I guess we'll see how it goes. both players with the 4-3 open. JNails has the pouch in hand. I don't think that matters at all. Like, you could, like, open double chapel, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could also take a tracker with a chapel, but I don't know whether we want that because it's a terminal. I mean, we could use it in the beginning and then trash it later when it becomes useless, but it's not really something that I would like, I think.
Yeah, with certain shuffles, you're just not going to get, like, you're not going to play that tracker at all, really.
Yeah.
So, uh, I mean, that's the same situation with a double chapel open too, right? So it's a question of you play for an upside of being able to have them one on turn 3 and one on turn 4. I don't think the tracker upside is very high. The chapel one, you have to be a little careful with what you trash, but leave yourself with 3 copper and then you can build up no matter what. Or like if you open the silver, you can even have more flexibility. So it looks like JNails is going to transport a governor though. I
I mean, I
def
can see you only need to hit five like once and then have the governors and don't really have any worries about your economy anymore. Because the governors is pretty good at getting getting that.
Yeah, and if you have to add 2 silvers to get to 5 after you've trashed down, that seems fine because those silvers can become 5 cost cards like governors or your ghost ship via remodel.
Yeah.
I do fully expect both players to get a chapel though. That seems really important.
I mean, sure there are other treasures, but they all seem like a lot worse than Chapel to me. A lot slower.
Right.
I
Nikativ
mean,
in
there's a
chat is saying you don't even have to hit 5. Like, you can transport
right.
to top deck a governor, gain a gold with the governor, and then, you know, then you have your 5 right there. But we'll see how it all plays out. So we've got same opening from both players, Chapel and transporting a governor. How do we feel about trashing the pouch?
I mean, intuitively, I'd say like the plus buy, it's the only plus buy on the board, I think, and this it might we might be sad later on if we trash it now, but so I'm not sure whether I should trust that or not, or whether the speed gained by trashing it is worth it.
Yeah, it's a tough one, I think. Assuming Mercury sees their Chapel on turn 4, definitely nice to not have to make that decision early. Oh, wow. Just a single card trashed for JNails. Top decking the governor. Probably going to see draw here to trigger that shuffle with the Chapel in it. Didn't get to see the Chapel, which is unfortunate. Oh, wow. Huh. Mercury also top decks a governor on turn 3. I don't like that play, I don't think. Maybe it's fine. Maybe Mercury just really concerned about the 1 out of 6 chance at the Chapel bottom decks. But hmm, I think I would have just added another governor to the transport pile.
Yeah, no idea which route is faster. So,
Yeah, I mean that
so
draw
yeah, but
definitely helped JNails out, able to trash an extra copper. The friendly draw for Mercury. Ooh,
Yeah, both players are getting thin pretty fast here. I mean, I guess there's a reason to why Chapel was once the strongest card in Dominion.
yeah, there's that opportunity potentially to bonfire the chapel, right? If you can get enough money. I don't like you're passing up on a transported governor, but it is yeah, we'll see if there's an opportunity for either player to kind of trash the amount of coppers they want and then clean up one more in a chapel with a bonfire by. Like maybe that's something for JNails to consider on their next turn. I think you just trashed two cards here. Whoa. Huh. Okay, interesting.
Okay, yeah, they didn't trash a copper and also didn't use it, so I guess there's some consideration about the amount of money in the deck.
Definitely, yeah, definitely
Uh,
thinking about their next turn. I maybe they were hoping they see both governors and they can gain a gold and then draw or something like that. But in any event, they have a. Oh, they only have the one governor still, right? Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure what the thinking was there. Yeah, there's some questions in the chat about when to get the ghost ship. Um, I think going after the governors first seems it's probably the right order. You definitely don't want to get into a situation where you have any governors on your exile mat and the opponent's able to like clean up the remaining ones. Got to be really careful about that. So yeah, here if JNails wants to take an opportunity to get super clean, they can trash down to 2 copper. Okay, that's not what's happening. But they could have trashed down to 2 copper with Chapel and then played bought Bonfire and trashed Chapel and Copper. And then they'd have just 1 copper left in the deck and a pouch. And that would be like all their bad cards for the rest of the game. I think. I think that line would have been interesting.
Mercury still has two governors in exile, so if they can get one, that's pretty big boost here. Yeah,
They did. Both players
surprising.
aren't as thin as I would have expected. But here,
And the thing that
JNails
they
is almost certainly going to make sure that they get the last 2 governors. Which I think, yeah, that would be a 6-4 split. So JNails trying to figure out the best thing they can do while still getting 2 governors here.
have 8 money already, yeah, they can draw and then buy two and trash down a bit. That seems
Yeah,
useful.
I think can trash all the copper, right? Yeah. Wait.
And
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
10 monies.
That's enough for transport by governor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, very friendly silver there. That silver can even become a ghost ship next turn for JNails. Kind of gain and play mid turn. Yeah. JNails presumably considering well, I mean this trash seems kind of obvious. Well, I guess you could leave 1 copper if you wanted to buy Governor Ghost Ship. Yeah. But I think I prefer having the governors and then getting the ghost ship mid turn by remodeling silver. Looks like
Yeah.
JNails disagrees, grabs the ghost ship immediately.
I I think I would have agreed with the double governor more, but I can see both for sure. You mean the trashing mid-turn also gives the opponent the ability to trash something. So maybe that's,
True, but
though
there.
I'm not really
Yeah, I mean,
sure
Chapel to Silver is
what are.
the best thing that the opponent can do with that option.
Yeah.
But yeah, the you trade off quite a lot as JNails there because you have an extra copper, which you're presumably never going to trash because unless it's to the opponent's remodel. Um, Interesting to note that with the like single terminal situation here, there's no opportunity to play Ghost Ship and then use your remodel with governors. So unless we see anyone pick up a nobles for plus actions, we are going to like the opponent's going to have a large governor enhanced hand. All right, well, JNails gets rid of the copper anyway, so that's nice. All right, Mercury is able to gain and play the Ghost Ship, but at the cost of not being able to play Chapel and having 4 copper left in the deck. I think that's going to be really hurt. This is probably Province Governor. I don't think there's much more to build up to. Well, I guess Mercury might want the nobles in order to actually clean up those coppers. And
Yeah,
no,
these four coppers are certainly going to be annoying. Otherwise, the decks I think are pretty similar.
yeah, very similar decks aside from the 4 copper for Mercury and whatever this buy happens to be. So, an upside of nobles, you get to play a chapel, but also you get to do the thing where you draw with the governors, play nobles, ghost ship, and then you remodel with the governors, so you don't give the opponent good opportunities for the remodel. Governor games are usually very fast. I expect greening, um, like I expect JNails to start gaining some provinces. And something I like to look at in governor games is how to get to 5 provinces. So JNails, as JNails, I would look to get 2 provinces on my next turn and just try to have enough golds in deck to be able, like, ideally to get maybe 4 more provinces on the next turn if possible. That might be too much, but there are nobles here, so there is some alt VP. So Mercury does choose to get the nobles. I think that makes sense given the 4 copper left that he'd like to trash. And there's also a potential to pick up a remodel for Mercury now that he has the nobles, and that lets the remodel is basically one more. You would be using one of the governors for the remodel anyway, so now that frees up one of the governors for a gold gain or draw.
We gain provinces as JNails here with trashing gold.
I think I like gain gold and then trash to gain province as JNails without thinking too much. That's my instinct, and then you can still buy a province.
Yeah.
Uh, you have more than enough to buy province. I don't. Ooh, you could transport a nobles. That's a 3 cost 2 point play. Just something kind of cute you could do. All right, JNails picks up a remodel, so that signals that he is also going to play with nobles. Whoa, very unexpected.
Rebuild. I'm not really sure I understand what the rebuild is supposed to do here.
I think he's
I
going to
mean, are
gain an
we getting a
estate, I guess. No, I don't know. I guess you can rebuild one of them nobles into province. I definitely would not have expected that. Something that is kind of nice here with rebuild is now the ghost ship attack. Like you can circumvent it somewhat. Like you don't want to see that remodel immediately, so you top deck that and your treasures, and yeah, you can get around to your governors faster. Otherwise, this would be without rebuild. This would be a dead hand.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I guess I can see the rebuild thing now. This is something I would certainly never noticed myself.
Yeah, I'm would not have seen that line. I don't know why the silver was kept. I think I'd rather keep ghost ship, but or gold, like either of those. Okay, yep. So Mercury gets the remodel. Although so Mercury's just gonna play with all those copper. Hmm. I don't know about that. Mercury following with the rebuild. I wonder if Mercury was planning on doing that at all. Yeah, I don't. Hmm. I don't like Mercury's position with all the coppers.
Yeah,
Interesting. JNails chooses not to gain a province. I confess I am quite confused by that.
yeah. Same for me. And
Like, what is that nobles doing? Aren't you gonna? Yeah, I'm confused. I think if I were in JNails' position, I would governor gain 2 golds, remodel gold into province by province. No, I can't quite do that. By something. Nobles, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would have preferred a more province centric strategy.
yeah, I also don't see a way to end this game on 3 piles fast. So we could say like, okay, we're getting those nobles and then trying to pile out next turn or something. So I'm
Yeah, I don't see that opportunity either. I mean, yeah, usually you can pile out fast in governor games. The pile is the province pile.
yeah. I also don't really see the point from the nobles mattering all that much if someone can win the provinces 5-3.
Yeah. Interesting. Mercury held on to a copper for the remodel. That makes sense. The remodel might not come. Like as JNails, I would strongly consider double gold gain, and then just yeah, like use the remodel for your remodel needs. So I guess the nobles can turn into a province with a remodel. But oh my gosh, what is happening? All right, I this seems like building too big to me. But JNails is going to get the remaining two. No, I don't know what JNails is going to do. Not play the remodel, presumably.
More noble.
All right, what happened here? I'm trying to follow. Remodel the silver into a remodel. Okay. Then use governor to draw. So JNails also like increased Mercury's hand size there, as opposed to other options he could have taken. I don't. Yeah, JNails definitely going for like more building, more control. I still think JNails is in a strong position, but I think I think Mercury is definitely has a chance here. Takes like two more provinces, maybe.
Yeah, if they take two more and they are at three provinces, I cannot see JNails getting five next turn. Five, five provinces,
I
like a
think
lot.
that's out of reach. Yeah, with the no, with the ghost ship attack, it seems very likely to be
Yeah,
out of reach. So here is Mercury. I assume you're gonna just play the ghost ship. You've got the remodel down there, right? So
that's
it I would expect you play ghost ship, governor, gain gold, and then remodel gold into province by province. If you have, what do you have down there other than the remodel?
it's not a governor. It's not a secondary model.
Somebody has a silver, so I think it's a silver. Yeah, so that can be done. Mercury can get two provinces here and go into their next turn with two golds in deck. So we'll see if that is what Mercury chooses to do. All right. So Mercury has, if Mercury doesn't dead, then they force JNails to play for five provinces here. Because pretty much any other, I guess the other option for JNails is to just get one province, um, and some duchies. But it's really hard to overcome six provinces on this board. So if Mercury can get three provinces on their turn,
Yeah, I think I agree that JNails needs to try to get all. I mean, with four provinces, they are at 32 VP. That seems pretty easy to beat for Mercury.
yeah, you can't do that. You can't take three or four provinces as JNails. Taking two is you probably lose anyway if Mercury can get three provinces on their turn. So taking two isn't the craziest thing in the world. But taking one province is the other option. One province and a couple duchies or something. But that leaves you quite behind in points. It seems unlikely that you can win if Mercury can get three provinces. Mercury has. Does Mercury have the rebuild?
Yeah, I think they got one at some point.
Oh gosh, they both have rebuilds. Oh, five provinces for JNails seems more possible now.
Yeah, I think it certainly is possible. I think it's certainly not easy, but it might be.
Yeah, I forgot about the rebuild. This And you have a nobles down there as JNails, right? You have at least 4 in your deck. There are 2 in the trash, and I think Mercury has 2.
I mean, it's the
Um,
points are enough. Even as a JNails can even mill a province with a rebuild. It doesn't need to hit the nobles. So yeah, we have 2 governors to bring. Yeah, this seems easy enough.
yeah, it's almost in hand, but not quite, because JNails needs to like play that nobles for an action. So it's going to be close.
Okay, what's
There's a question about the number of golds. Um, I think this is all JNails golds. Maybe it's not possible because 3 governors have been played already. I think it's a little short.
if
Yeah, I don't like the second remodel from JNails. I don't think it will ever be played.
yeah, yeah, I'm thinking about what drawing with the governor is doing here, but it's likely not gonna matter because yeah, and we don't have enough gains. It's like well, enough gains, but don't have enough money to buy a province. Like 3 gains with governors and remodel, buy a province and rebuild would be enough, but I don't think that's gonna work.
So yeah, I think I would like 1 or 2 provinces as JNails at this point. And of course, playing the ghost ship. Forgot about the rebuild that Mercury has, so I think I lean towards 1 province as JNails because it's definitely within the realm of possibility for Mercury to mill a province and then gain 2 provinces.
I mean, Mercury's deck is now full of stop cards. With the coppers they still have left and the provinces they've gained.
Yeah,
So like that is possible.
a dud is definitely possible in theory and in practice. Um, and JNails should be aware of that possibility. Ghost Ship is, after all, a brutal attack. On the other hand, if Mercury finds their remodel in hand, then they can mitigate the dud quite a bit, discarding over any
Yeah.
coppers. Although, if you have multiple provinces that you top deck, only one of them ends up getting cleared off the top of the deck. Shakalaki very pessimistic in chat. I don't think that's true at all. Like, I think JNails definitely has an opportunity to win this game with taking 1 or 2 provinces and like maybe a duchy. The ghost ship attack is brutal. I mean, it's not even like a dud. There's no world in which Mercury can actually take, like, there are no set of draws in which Mercury can take 4 provinces after being attacked. Even taking 3 provinces, like including milling, is kind of an above average sequence of draws for Mercury, I think. Okay, so sequence is playing out. Something we could do nobles for action. Uh, yeah, it's just a question of whether you want 1 or 2 provinces here. That's the big question, as JNails.
Yeah.
So Mercury choosing to hold on to the gold in case JNails leaves just 1 province behind. And besides which, it's kind of too late to try to clean up your coppers. I think regardless, you probably want to gain 2 golds with your governors. It does mean like you're probably not going to have deck control next turn, but it'll increase the odds that you pair up your remodel effects with your golds, which is most
Yeah, I
important.
agree with that.
Like JNails got to know turn 11 is the absolute last turn of the game. So yeah, the 1 province line does just that. Governors gain 2 gold, remodel province, remodel gold into province by duchy, maybe. The 2 province line, you just play both remodels, and you can't afford a duchy in that case. Probably buy nothing. Those are the lines I'm seeing. There's also a gain 2 gold triple duchy line, but I don't. Mm-hmm.
Triple Duchy I'm not really seeing because then we're still having like this huge province pile, and then Mercury is in the position where they can pretty much choose where, like, how many provinces there should be left for JNails, whilst if JNails gets 1, getting 4 next turn could be possible.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm seeing that wrong.
No, I mean that's true. Like if JNails leaves 5 provinces, Mercury can maybe just take 1, feel comfortable, leave the 4, thinking, well, JNails probably can't hit 4 provinces next turn since they've added 3 duchies to their deck.
Yeah.
It's a gamble. Like if Mercury has a, well, I mean, no matter what, basically for Mercury, if JNails leaves 5 provinces, you probably end up taking 1, and then as many duchies as you can, which might be 0, depending on how bad your hand is. But it does look like JNails is going for the triple duchy line. Oh, okay, okay. Interesting. Huh. Was that worth top decking treasure? Alright, so that's a province double duchy line. That is the most amount of points you can get while taking one province. So nice for JNails to see that line. I don't know if top decking the two golds was like a good idea or not. Very weak turn for Mercury. So does JNails get a miraculous 4 province turn? It's looking close, but probably not going to happen. Wait, is it in hand? It is. Yeah. Nice spot from JNails. Oh boy. All right. Very tense endgame. That dud from Mercury kind of sealed the deal, but smart play from JNails taking the 1 province on the previous turn. Right. JNails goes ahead 1-0. And now it's Mercury's turn to start. Okay. This legitimately might be rebuild, though.
Yeah, this otherwise not look very strong to me. We don't have draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dungeon is good support for rebuild. Very good support. There's Bandit Fort on the board, so we'll see if the players choose to just like eat the cost of. Well, you can also get a fortune teller, right? So you could open like fortune teller dungeon. I think I like that. Um, question is like, do you do you take the cost of 1 silver ever? It's a big cost to pay. And then Duke adds a little bit of complication to the normal rebuild scheme, whereas normally it's all about turning the duchies into provinces. You could consider, yeah, they're just more options here. You're not going to get locked out of the duchies are empty, so I can't rebuild my estates. That's one thing, but maybe even the dukes are worth a decent number of points, but probably not. Probably ultimately you want to turn them all into provinces.
Yeah, but this is really not inspiring board for any big engines. It seems
No, no. The only yeah,
rather miss.
I mean there technically is draw with Devil's Workshop imps, but it's just so very awkward.
Yeah.
But JNails opens Devil's Workshop, so okay, Mercury opening how I expected. JNails probably trying to do something different. Probably a second dungeon for Mercury, I would expect. You are going to hit 5 next turn, so that's good to know. Steph thinking JNails is going for Fool's Gold. That certainly could be in the cards.
Is Fool's Gold good here though? I mean, we don't have crashing really. The
With Dungeon? Yeah.
I mean, the
I mean, I think you could play Fool's Gold Money with Dungeon, and maybe you pick up like one rebuild and you just turn your estates into province, and then you expect to be able to buy some provinces with Fool's Gold.
okay.
But yeah, because you're not getting rid of the estates anyway, I think playing with at least one rebuild is definitely correct. JNails maybe thinking whether to pick up a second dungeon here. Yeah, I mean dungeon Fool's Gold seems good to me. You could even do double dungeon. Goes for a scheme. Hmm. So scheme I think can top deck a dungeon you just discarded. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, Dungeon surely is a really surprisingly good card for money decks. I think it's that I when I started playing really underestimated how consistent it makes decks.
Yeah. Ooh, a little unfortunate for Mercury there. Doesn't see the rebuild and doesn't hit five. I don't. Hmm. I don't know about the scheme. I think I'd rather have a third dungeon as Mercury. Well, you can scheme a rebuild. Eh, yeah, it seems pretty good. Mercury could have an amazing turn if they can hit five here as well, which seems not unlikely. Less likely now. But it all worked out, so very nice draw for Mercury. Gets to pick up a second rebuild here and
Yeah.
top deck the rebuild. However, both the states here, but Dungeon to the rescue. And yeah, here JNails could buy province if they wanted. I think I'd rather have a rebuild. Yep. The Devil's Workshop could actually gain an imp or two. It's a little awkward with dungeon because if you have a dungeon in play, like your imp can't play the second dungeon, but it will be able to play like a rebuild or a scheme. Um, so we'll see how that goes. Second rebuild from JNails seems reasonable. Fourth Fool's Gold. I'm a little confused. Mercury didn't Hmm. I guess Mercury didn't want to trigger a shuffle. Figures they can take care of that estate later. But yeah, I think Mercury now, yeah, with two provinces and an estate in deck, so they're going to want to pick up either a duchy or an estate on their next turn. And they are only going to be able to afford an estate. But good place to be for Mercury. Ooh. Probably this should be a duchy. Yeah, the fortune teller attack is especially good if the opponent has a duration dungeon, because there's no way for them to like play a rebuild first. So Mercury with the choice here, do you pick up the estate or do you pick up a scheme or a dungeon or something like that? Ooh, that's a terrible hand for JNails. I would not be picking up an estate here as Mercury. I don't think. So interesting question for Mercury is whether they want to mill provinces at this point. I think the answer is probably yes. Name estate when you play your rebuilds. I don't know. It's getting pretty close though. JNails going for the Duke points and has closed the gap. That was a very nice reveal for Mercury. They had the one Duke and they really wanted to turn that into a province. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think for the second rebuild, I would have named a state. Hmm. Yeah, I mean you lose a point with that play. I don't like it. Interesting. JNails with the opportunity to buy province. So I guess if Mercury had milled a province there, they would have lost. So what do I know? It's really coming down to it. JNails can even gain an estate off of that Devil's Workshop if they want.
Can you hear me again? I think my microphone has not worked a
Yes,
while.
you are back.
Sorry for that.
Yeah, interesting end game here. I don't know what the Dukes are worth for JNails. Is it 3 or 4?
I think Mercury has no duchies, so and 4 are in the trash, so I guess it's 4.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, Mercury is in a rough spot because of all these estates. Like, if rebuild hits estate, you lose points as Mercury. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Mercury's winning line is definitely Duke to province, but there's no good way to make that happen.
Yeah, this yeah, if JNails buys the province here, then Mercury is forced to get the last province or Duke trash. And hitting a province would be really bad. Yeah, this is might come down to whether they have the necessary luck or not.
JNails doesn't want to risk it, but I think that actually opens up more options for Mercury. If Mercury can find a second rebuild, then you just name a state and you can guaranteed mill 2 provinces.
Yeah.
So there's a question of whether you take an estate here as JNails, because that makes it harder for that line to win. So now Mercury, yeah, I don't even know. Your Dukes are worth 0 points. I don't
Okay,
know. You've
are
got to.
two rebuilds now.
Whoa, what? How did how did that happen? There are estates there.
Yeah,
Anyways, that's a win. You name a state. How? What a
yeah. I think
madman.
naming I think naming a state both times would have been the safer route. Um,
Mercury only had one estate in there. Okay. I wasn't following. So it's pretty close to. Okay. They had the 2 remodels in hand, so they knew they could remodel Duke to province. They just didn't know if they'd be able to. There was a 50-50 on whether they'd be able to finish off the provinces on that turn. Interesting. Interesting. All
okay,
right.
so it's one game for both of them now.
All right, this kingdom, we've got Urchin and Mercenary, and we don't have Draw. We have Pathfinding. Okay, so you're going to want
Yeah,
to Pathfind probably Urchin, possibly Vagrant, or Harbinger, I guess.
yeah,
Probably Urchin.
yeah. The trashing seems quite good if we can get the mercenary quick, which is a usual problem with urgent games. So mm,
Yeah, I see no reason not to open Double Urchin. And
yeah,
honestly, I just opened Quadruple Urchin. I think I'm fine with that. Yeah, no plus actions, so this kingdom is not super interesting. I mean, like you have, I feel like you have to play with Mercenary as your terminal. Maybe you pick up a second terminal or an Overlord, which can be flexibly played as a terminal. Um,
yeah. I think I like Overlord there. Like a second, like two Overlords is certainly also like Overlord playing the card you put pathfinding on, it does mean that it's still drawing the extra
yeah,
card, right?
but presumably your Urchin's gonna pile.
True.
But yeah, Overlord as Wine Merchant is also pretty good. The Wine Merchant, you just get 4 coins and a buy. So that looks like the best terminal on the kingdom. All right, both players opening Overlord. I wonder if they're all having the same idea or if Mercury likes mirroring because we've seen that quite a bit. Looks like JNails gets the collision.
Yeah. So yeah, getting the mercenary in the second shuffle obviously is quite good here for JNails.
I think I'd borrow here as
Think that
JNails.
already.
Like, there's a good chance you're going to be hand size attacked anyway. Just want to get those urchins. That's my thinking.
Yeah.
Unless, as JNails, you're going to. Like, you don't have to pathfind urchin. You don't have any in your deck. So you could potentially just say, screw it, I'm going to get a vagrant and go after vagrants. Oh, there is Necropolis, so there's a question of whether you trash that.
I think
What?
I would
Why
start.
would you get a Harbinger there, Mercury? No. No, don't
Yeah,
get a
I
Harbinger. No. I don't especially like this raise from JNails. I like to trust in the Mercenary, but it's okay. It's certainly okay.
yeah.
What is our pathfinding target? That's a good question, Cave. Neither of these players have revealed that. Like, Mercury, I would have just taken 2 urchins in a heartbeat. But Urchin Harbinger sends me confused messages.
Yeah, I mean, sure, the Harbinger, if it if it works and you draw it at the right time in the shuffle, it can put you an urchin on top, but it could have just been an urchin itself. So
Yeah, if your deck has
I'm not.
3 urchins and an Overlord, you are 100% guaranteed to get a Mercenary in that shuffle. There is no there is no
Yeah,
sequence of draws in which you can't get that. You put a Harbinger in your deck, there is a sequence of draws where you don't get a Mercenary by turn 7 as Mercury.
And also, even if the mercenary consideration wouldn't be there, I still don't really see the use of the Harbinger.
Steph says he doesn't mind. I'd be interested to understand the motivations. Is it to try to high roll into using Harbinger to top deck Mercenary? Okay. You still have Overlord that could have done that, but now you can use your Overlord. If you super high roll, you can use your Overlord as a haggler or a wine merchant. So that was a long think for JNails, and they've decided on Vagrant. So presumably, I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead, but presumably that's going to be the pathfinding target for JNails.
Yeah. What are we trying to do here as Janets? Are we wanting to skip this, like to make the coppers miss a shuffle? I guess so.
Yeah, you want that mercenary next turn. All right. It looks like Mercury's now chosen Harbinger as the pathfinding target. I did not see this coming. We do get the high roll here, where you get a mercenary and get to top deck it with Harbinger. Unfortunately, Overlord is bottom decked. Yeah, too bad. If Mercury had seen the Overlord, they would have been able to draw and play the mercenary.
Okay, so what are we building towards going to be the state of the decks that we want to have? Do we want to play do we want capitals to have more than 2 buys?
No,
Or
I
are
don't think
we
that's
fine with
necessary.
just
If you want more than 2 buys, well, you hold on to Necropolis, and then you have two Overlords playing Wine Merchants.
yeah.
That's my thinking. I don't know that it'll be really necessary to have more than 2 buys. Like, you're never getting triple province on this board, so I'm probably content with just the 2 buys. Yeah, pathfinding is an option to buy here. I think for JNails, it's it's either it's either Vagrant Capital or another Overlord. Um, are the things that I'd consider.
I could also see Wine Merchant being useful purchase here. Like it saves you the debt from the Overlord, and you want to play one Overlord as Wine Merchant most likely anyway.
Yeah, but okay, so Overlord is Wine Merchant. Nothing goes to the Tavern mat, so you just get 4 coins net. Whereas if you play a single Wine Merchant, that's just going to be 2 coins net. So JNails gets a Haggler.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see. I'm curious to see what the more expensive buys are going to be. Like, gold looks okay. A capital looks, I guess, okay. Ish. Yeah. I'm curious to see how the Haggler plays out. I mean, Horde is also not out of the question ultimately, but top priority is to hit pathfinding. Then you can actually do interesting things. JNails gets
And
an
here we're getting.
urchin, probably just anticipating the day when they don't have a attack. I don't know. That, hmm, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, sure. At some point, you can't play your mercenary anymore, and then you have the urchin now as a hand size attack. But I'm not sure whether that's actually better than having the vagrant later when you pathfind it. I think I don't really understand this urchin.
All right, pathfinding bought by Mercury. They get a bad turn out of the deal, but their next turn should be good.
This was a pretty good draw there with the vagrant revealing the necropolis and drawing it.
Absolutely. Otherwise, this would have been a really terrible turn, I think, for JNails. Maybe? No, like that urchin ended up not being important, so. This has to be capital. You're out of money, I think. And you
Yeah.
really. Well, I guess you could borrow for gold. So you don't really have two things to trash to mercenary unless you want to trash the necropolis. Hmm. So I'm not sure about that. Could borrow gold, get vagrant, and then just set your eyes on pathfinding next turn. You just have to see the gold, the overlord, and copper, or gold overlord, necropolis haggler. Topher suggesting borrow for gold and gain capital off the haggler. Um, I guess that would give you the highest chance of hitting pathfinding next turn, but yeah, I don't know. It's an option.
I guess when you can buy the pathfinding, the additional draw from the vagrant will make your deck so much more reliable that you can support those. Yeah.
So
Oh, it's a
JNails goes
horde.
with Horde, yeah. I guess figuring they're gonna have enough money from the capital, although it's not like sustainable money or anything. Yeah, they're gonna go into pretty serious debt this turn, but so be it. Probably can borrow as JNails because I think you're gonna have overdraw next turn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, getting another vagrant.
Oh no, you have
Yeah,
Haggler
I
in
guess.
play. Maybe that's okay because you have Mercenary to trash him, trash the copper you gained. You know JNails is playing serious right now because otherwise they would have certainly gained a curse off of that. Big turn for Mercury here. So Mercury's pretty much got their deck control, and now it's a question of how do they want to build from here. This could be Overlord as
Mercury.
Haggler, like getting like province horde or something. It's a little weird, but I don't hate it. But yeah, getting another Harbinger here, certainly reasonable. Could go Harbinger Overlord.
Yeah, Overlord as Heckler isn't really working because it's a text under the
Oh,
dividing line.
thanks. Actually, never mind. I don't like the Overlord because you still have stuff to trash. So yeah. Oh, Hagler bought. Huh. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's still Harbingers to gain, so Hagler's good. It's just, yeah, I guess you get the Overlord you can play as a Harbinger. So yeah, this all seems fine. All seems fine. So unfortunate for JNails, the second copper is bottom decked, so they can't play the mercenary. I mean, they can't trash two copper with their mercenary. Unless they play Overlord as Vagrant, which I guess is fine, because if you're going to play Mercenary anyway, yeah. So you got two options, and you can attack with Mercenary if you want. Oh, Topher pointing out that a curse could have been better to gain than a copper, because then the Vagrant would have drawn it up. An excellent point. Not in the actual sequence of events that happened, but theoretically. So yeah, if instead of playing the mercenary, you play Overlord as Wine Merchant, then how much money does JNails have?
9, I think. They have the 6 from the capital, canceling out the debt.
They're gonna have, yeah,
Then
9 with the capital. Yeah, after paying off debt. Yeah. So could buy province. That's probably why you bought the Horde. Buy province, gain a Vagrant. Potentially borrow. Although that's a copper on top, so you're taking some risk with a borrow. Um, Interesting.
so
Hmm. I don't know. That's the unexpected line. That Horde is not looking very impactful there.
yeah,
Wait, how does JNails have 6 debt?
they have just used up the 9 money they had and now got 6 new debt from the capital.
Oh, they bought 3 things to get 3 Vagrants or something. Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Hmm. Definitely some unexpected stuff. All right, so Mercury buys a province. Thank you. Um, Gaining a Harbinger and a gold. Yep, that all makes sense for what Mercury's planning to do. Did Mercury not play... Mercury didn't play their mercenary, though. Once again, Mercury holding on to more coppers than I would have expected.
Yeah.
JNails
Yeah,
living
this
in
is
perpetual debt.
this is not really an amazing turn here.
Okay, Harbinger Vagrant. I would have considered Duchy gaining Vagrant and gold. But JNails trying to deny Harbingers, it looks like, for Mercury.
I mean, I can see that it also gives them some vagrants, so it's fine. It's better than buying the vagrant outright because like we don't want the extra coppers.
Oh, sure. It's a question of would you rather buy Duchy and get the gold and
I
have
think
two more debt?
I'm not sure.
All right, that was a weak turn from Mercury. They didn't even play their mercenary. It's a very weak turn. I don't know what happened there. JNails has a little more draw right now, but more importantly, Mercury hasn't fully trashed. Mercury's holding on to 4 copper. 5 copper, actually.
Yeah, what are we? I guess we're playing the Overlord as Wine Merchant, I guess, and
Yep.
yeah, that we're having 13. Is that true?
I don't know. I wish JNails would just play all the things. I don't think there's a reason not to.
Yeah, I think we have 13 after paying off debt.
Could be Province Duchy gaining the last 2 vagrants and 2 golds.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I A lot of people are suggesting some other things in chat, but I think the straightforward play is the correct one. And as always, you can borrow if you want to save 1 debt.
Yeah, after the vagrants are empty, I think I agree with using the mercenary instead of the haggler and just tracking the harbingers. But like 3 labs are amazing.
All right, no borrow. A little surprising. Whoa, we have a raise instead of a vagrant. Um, I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't know why.
I I guess getting the race instead of the vagrant means that you can play the overlord as vagrant if you need to.
Or
But
Mercury could just take the last vagrant here.
yeah,
Because what else is Mercury going to gain with their haggler? Although they're probably not going to play their haggler. Oh, this is so terrible. The Necropolis is bottom decked. They didn't trash the Necropolis, did they? No. Yeah. Yeah, you just have to do that. In any event, you still got a haggler in play, so it's like pretty much guaranteed that Mercury's going to gain a vagrant here. Buy 2 provinces, get vagrant and raise or urchin, one of the two. Capital. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Mercury can definitely threaten triple province next turn. So that puts JNails in a tough spot. I don't know if that's enough for Mercury to quad. I kind of doubt it. Maybe? Yeah,
mm,
maybe if you play the mercenary and then the overlord is wine merchant, maybe that's enough.
mm. think if I counted correctly, they are having 34 money in the deck. Is that true? Like Mercury.
So 3 capitals is 18.
Oh no, it's 36. So yeah,
With
if they
the
can play both mercenary and haggler, it's 36 minus the 4 depth would be exactly enough for quadruple province.
but you mean Overlord as wine merchant? Because mercenary is going to trash 2 cards, presumably copper.
Hmm. In the yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it depends on the trashing, I guess.
Also depends on the draw. Like that was a lot of stop cards Mercury added. 6, in
Yeah.
fact. And they don't have the vagrants to get lucky on the draw. JNails not
Oh yeah,
playing
and
Horde? This has been the most underwhelming Horde I've ever seen.
I think it gained like I think it gained 2 goals. Yeah, that's not so impressive.
All right, so JNails can't win if Mercury can get 4 provinces, so I think the line is you take 2 duchies, gaining vagrant and whatever. Then you don't have debt. Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I like double duchy. Well, you can actually get a little more than that. I don't think you
I
can
think
buy a
if
province.
yeah, the question is whether JNails can outscore Mercury if Mercury is able to triple next turn,
If Mercury
and
triples,
that's
they're gonna have like tons of debt. So you have a lot of time to recover, but it is tough to come back from 6 provinces. But you do have a lot of time. Mercury's going to destroy their deck and have tons of debt, presumably. If they had the perfect draw, they maybe even just hit 4 provinces here. So, I don't know. It's a tough spot for JNails for sure. All right, looks like JNails going for a province. That should gain capital, and then a duchy. That should gain vagrant. And then you win if Mercury doesn't get triple province, presumably. I don't know what JNails is considering here, other than duchy. Like it could be capital, I guess. Um, Question is like, can you win if the opponent gets 2 provinces and a duchy? I guess that's like what JNails has to figure out how to beat that outcome. Yeah, I also prefer 1 duchy now. But I also think capital is like just about as good. You don't add the gold, which might be a benefit, and if you have 1 turn left, that capital is basically a duchy, a more flexible duchy. But if you're playing for multiple turns, nah, yeah, maybe the capital's better. It all just seems super marginal to me.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna depend hugely on whether Mercury has a good turn now or not. If they, I mean, triple province is pretty, is very possible for them, so it might
Absolutely.
just end up not mattering. Let's see.
After much consideration, the duchy is gained. Golden Vagrant along with it. Not the best looking hand for JNails, but they do have a raise, so they can raise the Horde. Or the duchy, like. Never mind. It's a good looking hand for JNails. Meanwhile, Mercury. So the way this works with Harbinger, the plus card comes first, so you can't like draw the card you top deck. Okay. With like a single Harbinger. Not that it matters here. So far, staying afloat. Now we're looking pretty bleak. The Urchin needs to find there's a Harbinger. Okay, okay, okay. Each Harbinger has drawn one Harbinger. This is super close now. Oh my gosh. These Harbingers have cooperated. Acropolis is great to see.
Yeah.
I think you play the Mercenary. It's a question of whether you trash the Haggler, though. I think, or you could even trash like a province or something. You got options.
I
So
think we're almost there. It's Mercury. That's
21.
24, so 28 with the depth.
They have 27 if they don't trash copper, so one coin away.
Yeah.
If they trash like two provinces.
Yeah, the
So
chance. Yeah,
oh, that's enough with borrow. Yeah, so it's in hand.
oh yeah, yeah.
Also, I don't
Just
think they can draw anything. Like if they play Necropolis, Mercenary, trash two provinces, I don't think there's any draw that doesn't get more money because the province is in the discard pile, so you're guaranteed to draw either a gold or a Harbinger or a Overlord, and all those are money. So yeah, we'll see. I think Mercury has it here. We'll see if they can see the borrow line or just feel confident with their six cards that they're gonna have. I don't know what all those six cards are. I feel like there's a horde and a lot of golds. Horde, Overlord, Hag, one Harbinger, and a lot of golds and stuff. Yeah, that's my guess. Three golds. I don't think they have any duchies.
yeah, so yeah, because it's talked about in the chat, we as the commentators are able to look at hands, like also at Mercury's hands.
All right,
So that's why we are able to talk about it.
there we go. Mercury does end up trashing their provinces and getting the win. Well played.
Yeah.
Now Mercury takes a 2-1 lead, and it's going to be their start in Game 4. Uh, looks like the only draw, such that it is with minion. Oof.
Yeah, we again have no really good village. We also don't have good draws, so building, I'm not sure.
I mean, there's groundskeeper, so and there's thinning in the form of Way of the Goat. I don't know. There's also Island. Yeah, I'm curious to see what the players do. I don't have strong intuitions about how to play here. I yeah, I think you want to play with minions and goat trashing and then groundskeepers, I think. Charm, like, should help that build out quite a bit. Necromancer, also some trashing. Oh, so we see Mercury open Necromancer. Normally it's kind of not great trashing, but on this board, the alternative is Way of the Goat, so you can either trash off the top of your deck or into your hand, depending on where all your estates are.
I think I would build to a deck playing like as many groundskeepers as I can, and then just trying to get some multiple green cards with charm. I think that's good.
Would you play with minion?
Minion will will of course help with finding the groundskeepers. Not so much with having the money, but I don't think it's a big of a deal to have a lot of money. So I think some minions are probably good. Like that
Yeah, I
would be
mean,
my intuition.
yeah, I think I want to get lots of minions, like, because if you can play three of them for coins, then all of your charms can be the gain mode, right? And so you can, you know, gain buy minion, gain groundskeepers, or buy duchy, gain groundskeepers, or buy groundskeeper,
Yeah,
gain duchies, whatever point in the game you're in.
yeah. Later on, even gain islands if you only can play two minions as.
Yeah, if you have once you have duchies, islands, well, you don't have plus actions, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a lot of groundskeepers in play already, then it's like islands are also scoring for groundskeepers, and then the single point might not make that big of a difference if you can only afford the islands and not
Sure,
the duchies.
yeah, but you're hoping to be able to afford the 5 cost cards because those are
Yeah,
the key cards on the board. So JNails has the 2/5. It's not a great looking 2/5. You could open minion, you could open charm. Neither is too exciting. You could open falconer. I don't like that. Mm, I just don't want to gain a lot of 4 cost cards. But JNails does love necromancer, so maybe they will prefer to open falconer. So Mercury opens with the silver. I guess that's fine. Doesn't inspire. I think I'd actually consider a Harbinger opening to play as Way of the Goat, but you do have to hit 5 eventually, so maybe you need a silver for that.
yeah. I think I do agree with the silver. I mean, getting the fives early is probably going to be pretty good.
So JNails does open with Falconer. We'll see how they're going to play this game. Um, can't really play anything you gain with Falconer unless it's a silver. So maybe you gain a silver. Nope. Spy. Interesting choice. Okay. I strongly encourage Mercury to not buy Falconer.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
can kind of see it in the opening because then you could maybe if you need a silver to hit 5 and you really want to hit 5 that turn, something that gives you that flexibility. But I mean, the minion can do that too. So yeah, I'm talking nonsense here. Ignore me.
Yeah, so that played right into JNails' trap, and they got to play off their Falconer. That was a very lucky, to have that Falconer in hand. But it's going to happen. Minions are going to trigger that. Charm will not. So that's probably possibly Mercury's next $5 buy, or it might be another minion. We'll see. A lot of scouting parties from JNails. Oh, no attack. I am shocked by that. Yeah, I'm really shocked by that. Don't you want to like get through your shuffle faster as Mercury? Has Mercury trashed much of anything? I don't think Mercury has trashed anything. Yes, there are two estates in hand,
Yeah.
Russ. Oh, I guess there's a Harbinger in those 9 cards, so maybe Mercury can like top deck a minion with it. But I don't know. I would have liked to trash this turn, which they could do with seeing either of their actions, Mercenary or Harbinger, if they had discarded with minion.
We have a pretty interesting interaction here, I think, between the minion attack and scouting party, in that you kind of have to predict whether your opponent has the good cards on top of the deck and this in hand, or has put them there. So, like, let's say on top of the deck after drawing the 5 cards, hoping to get minion attacked and then getting to those. Might be kind of annoying to having to figure that out.
I guess. I mean, if the opponent, I don't know. I just assume the attack's going to do good. So yeah, still no trashing for Mercury. I assume that will happen at some point.
I mean, that kind of fits with the previous games where Mercury also has trashed less than JNails has. So I guess that's a thing with their playstyle.
Definitely slow, weak trashing. So JNails picks up a charm. All right, JNails following in the minion game. Oof, that was a painful attack.
So yeah, do you have any idea how the minion split has went until now?
JNails just has one, I think. Two. JNails has two. One? One? I think just one. So yeah, they are not winning this split.
Yeah, I mean, JNails is better trashed in, I think.
Only slightly.
Somewhat better trashed. Only one card.
They've
Okay.
only trashed in one extra state at this point. Yeah, I don't think it's you can still win with four minions here for
Yeah.
sure. It'd be so nice to have any source of plus actions though.
Yeah.
To be able to like play goat and then like trash this estate and then discard with minion to get a new hand. That'd be so nice. Alas. Whoa, JNails is done with that Falconer. He's fed up.
I mean, what did this Falconer really do for them? Was it a goodbye? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay, okay. We got a minion groundskeeper. Does okay, JNails doesn't want the second charm. That was the other thing I was thinking might be gained. Alright, Mercury got another trash off. Okay. Interesting. Neither player wants another charm. See if JNails just takes the minion here or tries to gamble for a better turn. Goes for the gamble. Looks like it works out well enough.
Yeah. Like usually playing one, then tossing. Yeah.
I could trash here if yeah yeah. Do you want to trash or do you want to gain an extra? Yeah, probably better to gain an extra
Yeah.
five card. I think there's like an estate down there, maybe two.
Yeah, I'm not sure about whether playing the groundskeeper or not playing it is better. I think intuitively I would have played it just so we're getting closer to the shuffle and getting all our good cards faster. But I also have not tracked the deck, so no idea what's down there.
I just don't remember seeing any estates this turn for JNails.
They have one
So
estate left, I think.
no, they have two estates left in deck.
One is in the trash and one is on the island mid, I think.
Island. Whoa! I
Yeah,
totally missed that. How did I miss that?
yeah. How did we get this island?
I'm super confused about the
Oh,
island.
okay, we got the island on a falconer reaction earlier in the game, and then just use it
Okay.
to stay away.
Oh. Huh, I totally missed that. Anyways, that's nice. So JNails just with the one estate left. All right. Probably pick up another charm here.
Yeah,
Not very trashed. And even barracks would be useful in this kingdom.
yeah, I'd pretty much take any village I could get, but uh,
Yeah, so I think JNails is ahead on the groundskeepers, like by one. So like a half a turn ahead on that front, but down to two minions. Oh, it could be up two groundskeepers if that's the play here. Yeah, okay. So
and, and if Mercury isn't able to get them both, then JNails is most likely going to win the groundskeeper split, and I would think that the groundskeeper split is going to be more important than the minion split.
I'm not sure. But Mercury does have the option.
Yeah,
Also, the option to get like Groundskeeper Charm Island if they want, but not the play. Ooh. Okay. We have a scouting party, Groundskeeper Island. Huh. Why not triple five? Steph asked. Good question. Charm double groundskeeper sure does look pretty good, or even Duchy double groundskeeper if you want to start greening. Hmm. Could be we ultimately pile out on islands. But it's gonna take a while. It's gonna be an extended end game, I believe. I'm gonna take a quick break. Commentary is yours, Naysala.
I think I again had trouble with my microphone again. It's really annoying. I just think I should get a new one. I do hope that you can hear me. Uh, so yeah, okay, okay, good. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do here as channels. I think tossing here might be reasonable. and hoping for a better turn, yeah. I mean, this isn't better. This would be worse. Like, no, it would help to know what's left in the deck, but I'm certainly not able to track the decks for two players who are spectating and commentating. That's sadly not within my capabilities still, so I can't really make an informed decision. And now I mean, trashing is nice. Trashing and still getting the groundskeeper, I guess, is island. Yeah, the Harbinger actually had uses here. It's kind of rare case of that. The groundkeeper split, I think it's 5-4, and I think it's JNails too has a 5 groundskeepers. Yeah. What can Mercury do here? I mean, I guess they could knock back the charm here to get up to 5, but it doesn't. Not sure whether that's useful. I can also see putting the island on top of the deck, drawing it and getting rid of it in the state,
Yeah, I
then
think
still being able to buy a new island.
I would want to take the opportunity to play the island.
Yeah.
I think this endgame will go on for a time. But that's not what happens. I don't know.
I mean, those necromancers.
Mercury just
Yeah, there's
passes
not.
up all the opportunities to thin.
I mean, I guess you can play the necromancer as a falconer to get an island if you have a lot of groundskeepers in play already. There's that, but I do think that the trashing or the thinning via island is still would have still been good.
JNails manages to pair their island with their last estate. Very nice. Not sure why the wait here.
Yeah, no, Duchy or groundskeeper. What are we buying here? JNails.
Well, we're playing the island, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I would buy Groundskeeper. I think.
Yeah, I guess the game is going long enough still that
It would take an
the grounds.
uncommonly good turn for Mercury to gain multiple islands, I think. So you have time. But
Not really sure whether charm is really good here. I'm leaning towards no at this point. Island.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a strong argument that Island is a better card than Duchy here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the difference is only a single point, so yeah.
All right, one Island played. What will Mercury do? Zero groundskeepers in play? I think I would take a groundskeeper.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. There's a potential dead next turn, so maybe there's going to be some scouting parties. Nope. We got Island Necromancer. That island was worth 2 VP. Not a fan at all.
Yeah.
What is even, like, if you draw that Necromancer, what is it even doing? One of them can be a spy, and you have three.
I mean, you can use one as Falconer if you have the extra left to gain an island or an estate. If you have groundskeepers in play, that might be good.
Sure.
But yeah, so many. Hmm.
You have, like, three islands in your deck, too, or at least two. You're just super overloaded with
Yeah,
terminals as Mercury. I don't know. There just wasn't really any attempt to get. There wasn't a serious attempt for Mercury to get deck control, which I think is a shame with the minion advantage. But definitely tricky board to balance the like getting the good cards with thinning because thinning is so inefficient. So definitely awkward, but just kind of a lament that Mercury's deck is just kind of like out of control.
okay, double island is JNails. That would be 10 points. Yeah, that seems pretty safe so that Mercury isn't able to outscore and end the game. Yeah, I
Yep.
think I like it.
You can also scouting party.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not necessarily a dud for Mercury. We're gonna play Zombie Spy. Yeah, I guess the audience doesn't know. Mercury has a groundskeeper and necromancer in hand, so it might dud, it might not dud. I don't know what the bottom card is. Probably another groundskeeper, right? Because Mercury played zero groundskeepers on their last turn.
Yeah, also like the thing JNails should or could know is that there's like I think 6 minions already away in this shuffle for Mercury, so I'm not totally sure whether they have 6 or 7 minions in the deck, but the chance of them having a minion is really slim.
Yeah, six. Yeah, that's
Six,
accurate.
yeah,
But
then
but the question is whether you have the is whether Mercury has the cantrips to be able to find a minion, theoretically,
yeah,
or like it's not super likely because you know it's not super likely, but you don't know whether it's like possible based on the hand.
yeah,
I think if JNails hadn't attacked with the minion, then they could kind of know that Mercury was gonna not see any minions on their turn. But do you really call it a dud if they play like all their groundskeepers and a necromancer as a falconer? So anyway, that's all in the past. I mean, theoretically, Mercury could top deck a minion with Harbinger. However, they played their Harbingers on the previous turn, both of them. Yeah, it was kind of a very imbalanced turn for Mercury. All their minions and Harbingers, none of their groundskeepers. Alright, ultimately, JNails does decide to go with Double Island. Takes a 10 VP lead and has a hand that will most likely, if it doesn't get attacked, result in a win.
Yeah.
Gotta be Spy. I guess it could be Apprentice. But Mercury decides on the Spy, finds a Groundskeeper, and so I think you have to find the minion, so you gotta discard that charm. And is it gonna
Still
happen?
more cantrips.
Is it gonna happen? Top deck's a charm, so it's gonna stop here. And that's gonna be Duchy worth 6 points, I think. So
Yeah.
banking on a dud from
Could also be
JNails.
double
Like
estate. That would be worth 8.
that doesn't do much. You could do it, yes, but it doesn't do much. It looks like it's going to be scouting party double estate. Yeah, that is the advantage of the double estate. You get the scouting party, but all JNails needs is to hit 5. Will it happen?
Yeah.
If not, double estate is worth a lot of points. There it is. Okay.
That is enough. Yeah. And I suppose that they see that.
Yeah. JNails playing uncharacteristically slowly, I think.
Yeah.
Just trying to be extra careful, presumably. All right, now we're at 2-2, heading into game 5. And there are probably 3 quarterfinal matches being played simultaneously at this very moment.
But we do have 57 people in the spec chat, so it seems like we're pretty popular.
Mm-hmm. First quarterfinal advantage.
Yeah.
Get the most spectators. So you know what is pretty awkward in this kingdom again?
Yeah, we again only have very weak villages.
Extremely weak, and that makes the draw very weak because it's all terminal.
Yeah.
Now we have Fool and Lucky Coin, so it wouldn't surprise me if the right play was to do something money-ish. Also Alliance. There's some cards that
Yeah,
push that direction. And in terms of like thinning, Cemetery is going to be pretty reasonable thinning for a money deck, I think. Especially with Lucky Coin. Like you could get a pretty good Cemetery off on turn 3 or 4 is my thinking.
yeah.
So Outpost was brought up in chat. I think I'd play this board without Outpost.
Yeah, if you are doing this the money route, definitely. Yeah, I'm also leaning towards not getting the outpost. I mean, I am not sure whether you can do the stuff that playing outpost and then playing boat on the outpost turn or something like that to have a village, but that seems kind of hard to do to me.
There's also Wolf Den being annoying as usual. So we've got the
Yeah,
2/5 for JNails. I can't actually see Mercury's hand because of the like graphical glitch. All I see is an estate. Looks like Mercury starts with 5 copper. Wait, no. Okay, Mercury starts with 4. Yeah, I have to read the log. I would not. Maybe Nobles gets bought, but if I'm playing money, I think I would just plan to get to play with like 2 or 3 swashbucklers and um, buy some cemeteries. Fool would be fine, except for Wolf Den, so I'm not necessarily sold on it. As JNails, I think I'd just go Embargo Swashbuckler. Just get that going.
yeah,
Embargo, like, I mean, if you're committing to money, you could just embargo Outpost, make sure that the opponent definitely doesn't do that. I could also see skipping embargo. Just get the swashbuckler and try to really hope that you get a good cemetery turnoff, right? Increase the chance that you
yeah.
can see swashbuckler on turn 3 and get a big cemetery play, and then you're just cruising because you're getting the silvers from Lucky Coin. That would
Yeah,
be also reasonable.
this embargo is. I mean, if you find it without the swashbuckler, sure, then it's pretty good. But it's gonna be annoying with this terminal draw. I mean, I'm kind of assuming that JNails will buy a swashbuckler then next turn.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I would be afraid of the nightmare scenario where your embargo is just stuck to your swashbuckler and you never end up playing it. I actually spectated a
Yeah.
match recently where that happened, and it might have been Chain Nails. I forget, but it was the saddest embargo you've ever seen. Topher likes the engine. I'm not on board, but if JNails thinks that the engine is close to competitive and doesn't want to play it, embargo on Outpost seems like it just shuts it down really nicely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so awkward then to pick up that Outpost.
Yeah, also embargo nobles because the engine is needing it more than the money strategy is.
Yeah, yeah, you could do that too. In fact, yeah, that'd be a better target. You're right. Yeah, I'm not sold on the embargo, but we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, Mercury opens Skulk. Not terrible. It's just going to slow down your shuffles, but you're definitely going to want to have multiple golds if you're playing money. And either you can cemetery the Skulk or you can just find, like, you can end up with 2 Skulks. It's not a big problem.
Yeah.
So definitely Swashbuckler for JNails, and now Silver or Fool for Mercury.
I mean, the fool is awkward with the wolf then later on, but sure whether that's enough of a downside to skip it. I think it might.
I think I wouldn't have gotten the Fool, but it might work out nicely. Wow,
Yeah, and here we
Nobles
have
for
the scenario
JNails.
of
Oh, here's a reason to get the embargo. It sets up a turn 4 swashbuckler to get a coffer. But, I mean, drawing that dead. Uh, and so you can actually buy cemetery here. I think this is a
Yeah,
great cemetery. You can even get rid of the
yeah, for
embargo.
sure.
Yeah, the nobles buy was unexpected. I think I would have picked up either gold or a second swashbuckler. Probably second swashbuckler. But nobles is reasonable. It's just you're committing yourself to getting another swashbuckler and nobles. Buys a fool. Man, I would have loved cemetery there. I am.
Yeah,
I don't like that buy.
I definitely agree. Like 3 estates in the same handset would have been pretty much the ideal target for symmetry. Here's
Uh,
this.
I don't think
What
either
are we
player
playing
is
here?
building an engine Eros 42. This is an awkward hand. Maybe you play nobles and hope you draw 3 estates and now make up for your mistake and buy cemetery. I don't know. Oh, got the Fields gift.
Yeah, I mean, guess just have to be lucky, and then it's even better. Yeah, the
One
wisp
out of
is
four chance
kind
or
of
something.
annoying.
Oh yeah, the Wisp is -3 VP. Yeah, we'll see if this embargo ever gets played. Oh, this could be the cemetery buy that gets a ghost, but ghost is also not great because of Wolf Den, but it's probably worth it. Ghost this early, you get rid of the haunted
Yeah,
mirror. Well, I mean that's going to happen regardless. It's just a question of do you pick up, do you grab the ghost, and yeah, I think it's worth it. Like if you find a swashbuckler or a nobles with your ghost, oof.
yeah. Here's Swashbuckler for JNails at the end of the shuffle is a little sad because of no cover, but well, it happens.
Oh yeah, I mean it's expected to happen.
Yeah,
Let's see. So Mercury's Fool had some decent stuff in there. Did he take the sky? Yeah, he did take the sky. All in on money for Mercury. Buys a silver. And looks like that swashbuckler is going to get a coffer for Mercury. Yeah, Lost in the Woods can set up a swashbuckler, as Steph mentions.
you know, for JNails now here a cemetery for 2 estates to compass, or maybe even the wisp.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I like Cemetery. It is a question of whether you trash the copper or the wisp. I think I'd rather hold on to the wisp. You might end up gaining another one, but JNails does get rid of the wisp. All right, third time we've seen embargo, and probably it's not going to be played. Keeping count.
Yeah, this embargo is not looking great.
Ghost is going to hit nobles, which is great, I think. Wow, that was a snap purchase of province. That seems one shuffle early, especially since you had to spend a coffer for it, and especially since alliances in the kingdom. Uh, I would have rather bought something else as Mercury. Probably gold. But not crazy. Not crazy to get the province because you're definitely going to hit province hands in the future.
Yeah, no, here we were able to top deck a Swashbuckler and set up the Ghost, which is
I
quite nice. I mean,
You can do
if
that.
they,
I think you have a nobles on top there anyway.
I mean, if they would be able to keep Lost in the Woods still next turn, they could discard and get two Swashy coins, two coffers in.
Yeah,
But it's yeah,
that's true.
that of course depends on the fool of Mercury and
Yep. Yeah, as we can see, Mercury does have the Fool in hand, but JNails doesn't know that, and it's maybe unlikely that JNails would have, or that Mercury would have that opportunity.
yeah.
So it looks like nothing. Yeah, so Swashbuckler was top decked. Lucky Coin was trashed. Silver bought. Yeah, it would have been an amazing if JNails had managed to keep Lost in the Woods. Not to be. And yeah, we got another province hand. Crazy. Probably wants to play the lucky coin.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we do want the silver.
Yeah, it's pretty marginal, but slightly better than not.
Yes, this looks like a pretty uneventful game, so I'm taking this chance to also take a short break
Sure.
and be back in a minute or two.
We have an exciting moment here. Embargo is going to be played. See what the target ends up being. So, I mean, alliance is an option here. I think I would put the embargo token on Skulk, maybe. Oh boy, JNails is doing something fancy. Oh, I guess it's planning to green with alliance. I was thinking Skulk because Mercury has one, and it's gonna want another, but not if it comes with curse. Yeah, so we got the big alliance from JNails. That dramatically decreases JNails' points, which is amusing. Right, because they don't have any other estates. I assume that'll change at some point. The gold is also a unique. So yeah, that's uh that's amusing. 4 uniques, minus 12 VP from that alliance. But of course, the province and the duchy are something you're definitely going to have more of, and presumably the gold and estate as well. So Mercury gets another swashbuckler, it looks like. Nobles for JNails to get rid of some of that unique penalty.
Okay, and I'm back. And I see the embargo has been played.
Indeed. And JNails bought an alliance, so planning to get his green from alliance. Next alliance is going to be very lucrative for JNails. Okay, so Mercury takes this opportunity to get a cemetery and trash a Fool and Skulk, which were uniques. Now, cemetery is unique, but that can be remedied in the future.
Yeah, it's much nicer to buy a cemetery than a fool, a second one.
Oh no, the second Will-O-Wisp. You wish you had kept the first one. Alas. Clearly an alliance gonna be going on here.
Yeah. I mean, Alliance circumvents the embargo token on the provinces,
Yep.
which is
Yeah, that's JNail's plan, right? If you can ghost a draw card, you're pretty likely to hit alliance, and the opponent's unlikely to hit alliance.
yeah.
So they're both in the positives now. That was oh, Mercury gets a late ghost. Cemetery, cleaning up, haunted mirror, and lucky coin as uniques, and cemetery, right? So Mercury getting quite a lot of points with that cemetery buy. Interesting choice to get the ghost. JNails could buy a fool here. Um, don't know if that's the way you want to go. Looks like JNails thinks so.
Yeah.
That's gonna. Yeah, you'd hate to see Ghost hit that fool though, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really annoying thing, man. I mean,
But no opportunity to. Well, you could have spent a coffer, right, to buy a cemetery to trash the fool. Maybe that would have
yeah.
been the thing to do.
Yeah, that would have been like 2 points from the cemetery and yeah, and keeping the same amount of stock cards while getting
So it looks like Mercury can afford an alliance. That's also it's going to be some negative VP, but not a ton. Just the yeah, only the duchy is going to be unique for Mercury, which is nice. I don't think the treasure chest is super important at this stage. You're going to see like 1 gold from it.
I mean, I guess it's nice to have, but it's certainly nothing critical.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have cemetery the fool than get another one, even if it costs a coffer. But not a big deal. Do we have enough here? Only if we spend some coffers. Will JNails do that? I think so. I think the treasure chest stream is dead.
Yeah, yeah, at least in a way that matters.
Yeah.
Like,
This game is just not gonna last super long. They both have ghosts now, and if those hit a draw card, that's very likely to be an alliance turn.
yeah.
But JNails having a long think, ultimately decides not to buy alliance. Hmm. Score is all tied up. First gift, very nice. No ghost. That was what JNails was hoping to find, I think. But obvious alliance
Still,
here. And the treasure chest is gained. JNails can check that off his bingo card. There is like 0% chance that another gold from treasure chest matters. Only the one. It's somewhere in that shuffle. So if this nobles draws any coin, that can be an alliance, and I think that's got to be safe for JNail. So especially with the ghost might not do anything. Okay, I expect an alliance buy here.
yeah, then that's I think, yeah, 14 VP difference. That seems hard to do.
Ghost
That's a fool
does.
aside.
There it is, as was foretold. The prophecies have come true. I mean, it's got to be Dutchy, but like, how do you win as Mercury without plus buy? I guess you just gotta. Do you even have a fool? I think it's in the trash. Yeah. You don't have a
Yeah.
skulk. You don't have a fool. I don't think you win as Mercury. That's my thinking. But Mercury stole back the treasure chest, so can JNails really feel at ease without the treasure chest in his control?
I mean, not that it matters, but JNails will just get the treasure just back next turn. So yeah,
Oh, it matters. It's been an important component of this game.
yeah, for sure. This is unmute. I mean, in if this would be a real life game, I would actually be glad not to have the treasure chest at the end of the game because it's an extra card I have to sort away. Yeah, okay, and Mercury just trashed the ghost that they gained. I mean,
Oh
it
yeah. So if
never.
JNails hits 0, Mercury can win with an alliance. Yeah. Makes sense. Turns out JNails does not hit 0 and can buy a duchy.
Can even just buy the province, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. JNails takes the lead 3-2. That was JNails' start, I believe. So Mercury gets to start game 6. We'll see if JNails can win or tie, which will clinch the match. If Mercury wins, then there will be a deciding 7th game.
And it's unbelievable, but we do have a village that does not cost 6.
We also have draw that can be played.
Yeah.
Um, Vampire looks pretty great, I would say. It's the only trashing. Well, there's count, but it's the best trashing, and it can gain hunting parties and then distant lands. Seems pretty great. I would play with at least 2 vampires on this board.
Yeah, I think I agree that's my first 5 would certainly be a vampire. Do we go for vineyards?
I think that's a question I answer later in the game. It's possible. I don't really see a lot of pressure on the piles, so I do think vineyards would become relevant, but I think I might play for distant lands for a while first. Like they do increase vineyards and they
Okay.
just get set aside, right? So
Yeah,
just yeah, I'd like to get a couple vampires, maybe even a third vampire to be honest. It's such a good card.
yeah,
And then get all the hunting parties I can, and then get some distant lands, and then probably pivot to a couple potions, 1 or 2 potions for vineyards.
yeah. Yeah, this board would be better with Groom instead of Fortune Teller. I mean, which board wouldn't be stronger with Groom instead of Fortune Teller? I guess this is true for pretty much every board.
Looks like a not especially strong groom board. All right, we've got a break from JNails. Naysala, why don't you fill us in on the path these 2 players took to reach the quarterfinals?
Yeah, I have I have done some research on the previous opponents, and yeah, JNails won the Sprawling Castle group. I have no idea which one all those castles are. I think Sprawling is it the 8 cost one?
Yeah, that sounds
Sure.
right.
Either the 8 or the 9 cost one. And Mercury won the Opulent Castle one. I think that's the 7 cost one, the one that you can
Mm-hmm.
discard
Yep.
the other with regards to. So yeah, if someone if that's interesting to someone. And yeah, the previous opponents of JNails in order from the first round to the last one were Sideburns, Maki, Sofaka, Element Mario, and Zangatsu. And for Mercury, it's Eureka, Brandon Ulrich, Okaken, Apostolos Arula, and Kazumaru. And also some numbers after the names, which I just missed. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the winner of this match will play against NA Smith in the next round, I think.
Yep. Annie Smith, who defeated Haka 3 in the first of the quarterfinals matches. And then on the other side of the bracket, we have 2 matches which are in progress at the moment. versus Silly Potter, and RTT versus Recycle Garbage. And all of these should be uploaded to the Dominion Streams YouTube account with commentary. Mercury opens with a Vassal. That seems reasonable. Vassal Silver seems like a thing to do. You could open Fortune Teller. You know what? I'd open Fortune Teller. People are too harsh on the card. It's a pretty nasty attack early on. It could skip over the opponent's vampire every time you play it. But Fortune Teller has the potential downside of just skipping over their bad cards and accelerating to their good cards. On average, it will be detrimental though. Even once they so sometimes Fortune Teller doesn't have any targets later in the game, but that's not likely to be the case on this board. Throughout the game, I would expect the opponent to have some green card in their deck, distant lands or vineyards, which they don't really want. They're not going to really want to have top decked. So I think Fortune Teller is slightly better than Vassal here. But both players open Vassal. We've got a Squire from Mercury. I don't know what the plan with that is. You can play it as sheep, so that's fine. And I guess Vassal can hit it. Seems okay, but not great.
I mean, I think the most important thing here is to hit 5 early.
Yeah.
Is hitting 5 in the second shuffle is most important. Hitting 5 twice would be really great.
Yeah, if you open Squire, you are. I mean, there is a world where you hit 5 twice, but it's much less likely than if you open Vassal Silver.
Yeah, I mean, with Way of the Sheep, I think if both of those collide, it's kind of getting unlikely anyway that you hit 5 twice. So
both
otherwise,
players open with Vassal Squire and have the exact same turn 3 hand. Uh and it is possible that they will both fail to hit 5 on turn 3 and 4.
yeah.
That would be unfortunate. Yeah, the Squire is definitely going to be something you want in your deck because it's the source of plus buy. But that's way, 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 way in the future. I guess also if you're thinking of a tiebreaker, a Squire is going to contribute to your vineyard points. So looks like JNails hits 5 and Mercury does not.
Yeah, that is a very, very sad thing to happen to Mercury, with essentially opening 2 cards that can be 2 coins plus 2 coins. That's pretty unlikely to happen. I'm not sure what the exact percentage is, but it's
Yep, unlikely, and there's not really much upside to hitting the double 4 there. Well, there's no upside because you're not playing a 4-cost card.
yeah.
So I expect the Vampire, yep. And it looks like JNails is going to be able to pick up another 5-cost card. I would pick up Vampire, but Hunting Party is also reasonable. All right, it's pretty okay for Mercury because Mercury gets to hit 5 twice on their turn 5 and 6, so not too bad. For Mercury, I might actually prefer a Hunting Party to a second Vampire. But I think as JNails, I want the second Vampire. That is the play. Now here you've got a problem where Vassal might discard your vampire. Wouldn't that be a tragedy?
Yeah, I think I would get another vampire here as Mercury. I can see the hunting party as well. It's getting to your vampire a lot faster, so you can play it more often. So it might also be good.
Yeah, I like it if I'm playing with two vampires to have one is a vampire and one is a bat in each shuffle. Sometimes this doesn't
Yeah,
always work out, but that could be motivating the decision a little. Because like if you have a shuffle with like two bats, hmm, that's not great. There's some bad stuff that can happen there.
yeah.
So it looks like JNails wasn't able to play vampire before their shuffle, so I feel like Mercury is not far behind, if at all, as a result of that. JNails picks up another vassal. Okay. Okay. Plague. That is nobody's friend. So yeah, I yeah, but Mercury wasn't able to buy a vampire there, so as a result, I feel a lot better about JNails' position. So this should be either hunting party or third vampire. And it's hunting party. Very reasonable. Ooh. This vassal is almost. Hmm. I feel like it's going to discard a vampire or a bat. I think it's vampire. Maybe. Yeah, I think I wouldn't play the vassal as JNails. Or you could play it as sheep.
Yeah.
But maybe you just want a squire anyway.
I mean, I guess this is a situation where deck tracking is useful again, which I not have done as much as I
I'm
probably should have.
I'm almost possible there's a vampire in those bottom two cards.
Okay, if we know that, then I would not dare to discard it.
So, with the way how aggressively they're going after vassals and squires, uh, that's different than I envisioned this game playing out. So, I'm actually not sold on the distant lands anymore. That might not end up like potion. It probably makes sense to get potion a little sooner, as a
Yeah.
result of how aggressively they're going after those piles.
Yeah, also with this amount of vessels in the deck, the distant lands might become awkward to actually play if we have like this. The deck control isn't as good as that we can, or that we have a village in hand, like a squire in hand, if for that. So
Picking up potion here seems only slightly premature. I think it wouldn't be terrible, but goes with another vassal. That's a lot of squires. I think I'd discard all of them. So here's an opportunity. Mercury could trash the squire and get a vampire, right?
vampire is an attack card, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm all for that.
sure.
Yeah. Should be double hunting party.
Yeah.
Simple flow chart. Am I drawing deck? No. By hunting party. You should have sheep that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because then,
Oh, never mind. Okay, it all worked
oh
out.
no, yeah, yeah, more hunting parties seems the way to go.
Yep. It's so important. You might even consider just trashing one copper here as JNails. Oh, you don't have to make that choice.
Do we take a free silver?
I don't think so. Not at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
But JNails does. All right, so I'm not sure. I think it's 6-4 for JNails with the hunting parties. Not positive.
Hmm.
I missed when the cartographer got gained. Definitely a reasonable card when you have vassals, but gaining that over hunting. Whoa!
Uh,
Mercury gains a falconer, which is not bad for gaining potion. However, there's still a hunting party left. What are you doing? Don't you want to draw deck? Drawing deck's really good.
to actually drawing the whole deck, it's still quite a way to go, I think. But it's
You can't do it without hunting party.
yeah, that's true. I mean, also we don't need to draw the whole deck. Like if we just discard some coppers with the hunting party, it's not too critical to draw them. But yeah, more hunting parties is always great.
So, what are we gonna see here?
Yeah, I won the last hunting party with
Certainly, a
JNails,
vampire
I
can
think.
gain that. Um,
Uh,
I thinking you could get falconer. Could be
mhm.
falconer, cartographer. You could go distant lands, but I think I'd rather be cautious and go falcon, cartographer, and gain the hunting party with vampire.
Yeah, yeah, that
I'm
still
not
is.
afraid of I'm not afraid of a pile out. Like
Yeah,
that's
the
just
still.
so many coins you'd need to pile out vassals and squire. So yeah, I like Falconer. Well, what's the Falconer even doing after you gain? Well, you can get another potion with Falconer. Yeah, I like Falconer Cartographer, Hunting
Yeah.
Party as the gains for JNails.
Then Falconer can also serve like a double purpose, like either getting potions for scoring with Vineyard, or if Mercury is leaving some pilot open, also use it as a gainer.
Correct.
Oh, yeah, I like the Falconer.
I guess the only thing that might give JNails pause is if the Falconer lets Mercury play a Falconer. But no, it seems impossible for Mercury to empty piles, like literally
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah, it's also, I don't think it's possible for Mercury to have the Falconer in hand. They bought it last turn and have not shuffled since.
Good call. Oh no. I think JNails is overly cautious here. That hurts. Or interesting. Okay, maybe the caution was warranted due to Locus. I still think it's probably safe to take Hunting Party, but if you're at all cautious, you can just take a Cartographer.
Yeah, I mean, taking the hunting party with the vampire instead of buying it has the advantage of knowing the hex before them, and thus you can include that into your decision. So it that order would have seemed
Yeah,
sensible.
good order. I don't think the second Falconer. I don't especially like that, but I think it'll work out fine. I'd just be a little more cautious and take the Cartographer. Because yeah, now JNail should be able to pretty quickly get to the points advantage.
Okay.
All right, that's a resignation. I'm a little surprised by that resignation.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah,
see Mercury's
JNails
hand, but that's
JNails looked ahead, but
the
yeah.
match point. Like, I don't know. I see a world where that's not over. Like, I don't think JNails can win that turn. He's down like a lot of VP. Huh. Anyways, nonetheless, well played by both of our players, especially JNails, who is advancing to the semifinals to play NA Smith with a 4-2 victory over Mercury there. Thanks for joining me in commentary, Naysala.
Thanks for having me as a co-commentator.
All right. Well, if you're watching live, check out the other matches going on. Otherwise, check out more matches on the Dominion Streams YouTube channel. Later.